Welcome to another weekly Outlook video, and as usual we're going to start with the DXY. So let's start with the monthly time frame, and on the monthly time frame, of course, we're looking at this inversion fair value gap, price target, this inversion fair value gap. So if you're going to get bearish move or bearish continuation, then we're expecting that this monthly inversion fair value gap will push price lower. But for now, let's just see what the market is doing on the lower time frame. So let's look at the weekly time frame. And if you look at DXY, actually this week that just ended, we closed the week as an inside bar week, which means we did not take out the previous week high, nor did we take out the previous week low. So, and normally anytime we have an inside bar candle, you'll find that the inside bar candles normally give us choppy price action. If it's an inside daily bar daily candle, then that means that day you're going to get a choppy price action. If it's a weekly inside bar candle, then that week you're going to get a choppy price action like what we did this week that just ended. If it's a monthly inside bar candle, again the same thing. You're likely to see choppy and ranging price action for that month. Like gold in the month of July. Gold in the month of July was an inside bar month. We did not take out the previous month high, nor did we take out the previous month low. And I'm sure if you look at gold, you'll clearly see that it was just consolidation the month of July. So our target has been this inversion fair value gap, which price has already tagged this inversion fair value gap. So I see two possibilities here. If two things, if price might still want to continue going bullish for whichever reason, then this weekly order block can be used to push price higher. However, there's still a possibility that we are likely to now start seeing bearish moves after tagging our higher time frame key level. So let's see the daily. Let's move to the daily and see what the market is doing. So if we come to the daily, on the daily you can see we had this fair value gap here, which was tagged by price, and then we got this bearish move, and here we have this fair value gap here. So if we were to continue with the bearish move, because you can see the daily order flow is bearish, so if we were to continue with this bearish order flow, then price can use this to push price lower for us to continue with the bearish move. However, if this market is willing to give us more bullish moves, then you'll see this being violated by price and we might invert this. So then that is what you will see, something like this. Then you get that bearish move. But for now, because we have this bearish order flow on the daily, I think it's just good to work with this bearish order flow. And of course, the day we are going to invert this completely, we get maybe Monday or Tuesday, whatever day we get a candle body closed below this fair value gap, then that will be a good confirmation of bearish bias, because now we will now be violating bullish key levels, and that is what normally the market is doing. If you're bearish, you want to see bullish key levels being violated. If you're bullish, you want to see bearish key levels being violated by price. So let's look at GBPUSD. Of course, we had this monthly fair value gap, which we actually want to see price to get to. I really wanted to see price actually tag this monthly fair value gap before we continue with this bullish move. But you can see we are actually a few pips away from tagging this monthly fair value gap, but we had this order block that has already been tagged, so that's okay. We can still work with that as a key level that price can use to continue with the bullish move. That is if price fails to get to this monthly fair value gap, because remember we still have time. Price might still get here. So let's look at the monthly. Had this inversion fair value gap here, and you can see this week that just ended, we actually closed above it. So it's not like price did not react from this inversion fair value gap. Then we had this order block here again. Price has actually closed, has violated our order block body, but now we have the week here. So this is a week, we still have this week here. So if we move to the daily, you can see price is violating our bearish key levels. You can see price has violated this bearish fair value gap, and so far this is what we have. So if we're going to see bullish moves for GBPUSD, then price can use this to push price higher, and we would also love to see this getting violated by price for the bullish moves, because then that would show, remember, if we are bullish, we want to see price violating our bearish key levels. Already we have violated this, so we still have this one left, And if you're going to get bullish moves, then we want to see this getting violated so we can continue with the bullish move. Remember, this also has a potential of pushing price lower, and this will just be a retracement. And then you continue with the bearish moves. As you can see, we made this low, we had that retracement, we made this lower low. So now, can this be a retracement? Then we go make another lower low. Because remember, we still have a monthly fair value gap still intact. And these two now has formed what? Relative equal lows, or actually these are equal lows. So there's also that possibilities. And of course, the dollar is the determining factor. If the dollar is bullish, then we're expecting to see bearish for GBPUSD. If the dollar is weak, then GBPUSD, EURUSD, we should now see bullish moves. So for now, let's just have that. That is also a possibility, guys. So if you look at EURUSD, starting with the weekly, we have this weekly order block here, which you can see we tagged. So if we move to the daily, again, we can see we have this fair value gap, which was used by price to push price higher. So right now we have this fair value gap here. So if you're having bullish price action, then this can be used to push price higher. But right now where price is, we are actually inside a bearish fair value gap. So if you're going to get a bearish move, again, there's a possibility that this was just a retracement to this fair value gap here, and we are likely to get the bearish moves. But for us to get bearish moves, of course, price will actually violate this fair value gap here. So in case price violates this fair value gap, then I would be expecting to see bearish moves for Euro USD. So now let's look at yen pairs, and of course you're going to start with the yen basket. Yen basket is the yen. So let's look at the weekly, and actually price has just been in this weekly fair value gap, and we wanted to see price react, give us bearish moves from this weekly fair value gap. So you can see we have tagged this weekly fair value gap for 2 weeks now, actually 3 weeks. Although now this week that just ended, we are getting a reaction from it. So the lower time frame for the weekly is the 4 hour. So let's go look at the 4 hour and see if price is giving us a confirmation that we are respecting this weekly key level. So if you move to the 4 hour, you can see we had liquidity sweep. We took out these highs here. This is change in state of delivery here, and then we have market structure shift here. So yeah, we do, this is good. This shows that price could be respecting this weekly fair value gap, and you should be expecting to see, or we should be anticipating bearish moves. So let's look at GBPJPY. So GBPJPY and yen basket, they're negatively correlated. So we're expecting bearish moves with the yen basket. GBPJPY, we should be seeing bullish moves, or we should be anticipating bullish moves. So you can see here, we swept this low. Also, we took out these last week lows. So this is what we have. So on the daily, you can see we have inverted this fair value gap, which is good. Remember, if you are seeing bullish moves, you want to see bearish PDRAs being violated by price. This here is a good sign. So we have that inverted, and then we have now this bullish fair value gap here. So this bullish fair value gap is our daily key level. We might retrace all the way, or we might actually even fail to get to this fair value gap before we get the move. Let's see the 4 if you have any other key level that maybe price might get to. So on the 4 hour, so of course this is our daily fair value gap, and we have this 4 hour fair value gap. So yes, there's a possibility that we might use this 4 hour fair value gap to push price higher. Or if we violate this, then most probably price could be coming to this daily fair value gap. And of course, our target is all these buy side liquidities that we have up here. This buy side and this buy side. That is our target for GBP JPY. So let's look at CADJPY. So CADJPY, starting from the weekly, we have this weekly order block, which was actually tagged by price. So the lower time frame of the weekly is 4 hours. So let's move to the 4 hour and see exactly what price has done. So on the 4 hour, you can see we have liquidity sweep here. This here is liquidity sweep. Then we have change in state of delivery here. This right here, these bearish consecutive candles as you're making these lower low and sweeping liquidities. So this first bearish candle in the consecutive candles, this is what forms our change in state of delivery. And market structure shift is here. So already now we have market structure shift, we have liquidity sweep, and we have CISD. So this is good confirmation that price is respecting uh, our weekly order block. So at the moment we have this 4-hour fair value gap. I would really love to see price use this 4-hour fair value gap to push price higher. If you're going to get bullish moves now for this, and of course, because they're negatively correlated with yen basket, we are anticipating that yen basket is going to give us bearish moves. So let's look at EURJPY, and EURJPY, we have this fair value gap here, and also we have this inverted fair value gap here. And you can see price tagged this inverted fair value gap. It just wicked to it, but then price has respected this weekly. You see this weekly fair value gap here? Price did not violate this fair value gap, and we closed last week above it. So let's just move to the 4-hour and see what we have. So if you move to the 4-hour, of course, we have liquidity sweeps, all these sell side liquidities here. That's liquidity sweep. Then we have market structure shift here. This is where we get our market structure shift. And then we got this retracement and this push high. So at the moment, we have this 4-hour key level here. So just like all the other yen pairs, we have seen actually that we have a 4-hour fair value gap. So if we're likely to get a bullish move, we might use this, or we might use a daily key level to push price higher. So if you look at the daily, we have this daily fair value gap here. So this daily fair value gap is also a key level that can be used to push price higher. So price might violate our 4-hour fair value gap, come tag this daily fair value gap, sweeping all these liquidities. So let's look at gold, starting with the weekly. As of now, you can see we have this order block created here by price. So we have a weekly order block there. Let's move to the daily. So if we move to the daily, we have this fair value gap here. Then we inverted this bearish fair value gap here. So we also have this daily order block here, which you can see price has already tagged this daily order block. So we are likely to see bullish moves from this daily order block, or we might get a retracement to either this daily fair value gap or this inverted fair value gap before we continue with the bullish moves. That is what I see for gold as of now. So NAS 100, remember NAS 100, we are still at all-time highs, and most of the time when we're at all-time highs, you just follow the structure of the all-time highs. You don't want to try to catch the high or trying to catch the low. So we have this order block created here for the weekly, and yeah, that's all I see. This is our monthly fair value gap right here. So on the daily, we have this fair value gap here. So if you were to continue with the bullish move, we might retrace all the way here, or we might fail, because this is the daily key level. So this is just what I'm looking at. So if you move to the lower time frame, like the 4-hour, we might find we have other key levels. Let's look at the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we have this fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap here and this order block here. So the markets can use either of these key levels can be used to push price higher. Either we can use this, or we can use this to push price higher, or we finally get to this daily fair value gap.